Okay, hey y'all, my desk is a complete mess here, and I apologize, but this was how I had to get things all wired up to record today. I'm hoping to do some live processing of sleigh bells using pure data. This comes back to my statement that the only thing you need to make holiday music is some sleigh bells, and of course we're at that season in mid-December where that's what we should be doing. I also haven't really done a live processing in pure data for a while. I've done a lot of stuff with synthesis and feedback, and we'll of course use some feedback today. But I wanted to try to get some live processing going once again to get us in the holiday spirit. So I think the mic I'm speaking in you can't really see. I will be feeding the sleigh bells into pure data via this microphone here. And so let's start in pure data by just making sure we're getting sound in properly. Let's start with an ADC, analog to digital converter, right? That's our input. I'm only coming in on one channel, so I don't need to worry about left and right here. I'm going to go command 1 as the first thing, and then I'm going to do an ENV tilde minus 100. And then, I can't remember what it is. I think it's Shift Command V, but I don't remember. Nope, it isn't. It's Shift Command U for a VU meter. So check this out. Bink. Okay, so now what we're doing is, this isn't making any sound, but it's our input monitoring. So let's bring over our sleigh bells. Okay, that looks like it's monitoring. By the way, we're not hearing any of the sound, well, we're not hearing any sound coming out of pure data, so that's that sleigh bell sound is purely coming on the vocal mic at the moment. But whenever I do live processing of audio, I like to have some sort of visual representation, visual cue of what's going on, right? That way, if I get to a venue for a performance or something and I'm having problems, I can troubleshoot quickly, right? All right, let's get this coming out of pure data. So I'm going to go command 1 times tilde. Let's bring it down a bit. Let's go to 0.5 for the moment. And then command 1. Let's do this properly. We could do it a quick way with an ADC, but let's throw left, command D, throw right. So this is just our dry, unaffected signal. Command D to duplicate them. Let's make our catches. Catch. All right, let's see if we're getting sound out now. When I do this, I will mute my vocal mic to make sure. Okay, looks like we got something there, but why wouldn't we just go command 1, ENV tilde, command 1, minus 100, shift command U for our VU meter, command 1, ENV tilde, command 1, minus 100, shift command U. Okay, let's clean this up a hair. All right. Well, so that's not really live processing, that's live, lack of processing, because it's just the sound comes in and then the sound goes out. So let's do this. What I want to play with today is sigmund tilde. And this is feature extraction. So what it does is it'll give us the pitch and the envelope of the sound that's coming in. I'm pretty old-fashioned, so I was using both PD and Max in the days where we used fiddle, which still exists. Fiddle tilde. Help. And so this is a similar thing, but you know, in the pure data help, it says, see also sigmund newer and better replacement for fiddle. So, okay, if they're claiming that's better, then why wouldn't I do that? Let's just check out this fiddle. So for example, if I were to do command 3, that's the pitch that's coming in. You'll notice it goes like minus 1500. It's picking up my voice right now. Command D, and then this will never go to that low because there's always some ambient sound going on. But you know, for example, just to be a bit silly here, if I were to take that and run it into 1M to F, right? So that changes into a frequency. Command 1, OSC, left. So we're getting some pops in there. Okay, I'm going to talk into the microphone now. Hello, this is now an oscillator. Try to track the pitch of my voice. That's pretty neat. If I wanted to, I could add another step here. And sorry, I know I'm being a bit silly, but it's your fault for watching. Command 3. Okay, so now this gives me 0 to 1. I can do a times tilde. This is not what we're going to do with the sleigh bells, by the way. We can try to do it in just a sec and see what happens. But okay, now try this. So now it's amplitude following my voice. So I can talk very quietly and then very loudly. And now it's following the amplitude as well through this. All right, just for fun. Okay, neat. There's that crunchiness in the background that's updating super duper fast. This oscillator jumping around, so we're getting some noise. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd use a line to smooth that out. Okay, so far so good. So we have input. We send the direct input out. Command 5, dry. But so what I want to do with this, and I actually don't want to mess with pitch, because pitch is going to be kind of unstable, inconsistent, maybe not so fun with the sleigh bells. So what I want to do instead is I want to focus on the input amplitude, input velocity. So what I could do here, Command 1, make it so that it's greater than, I think 80 was a good number for this. And then let's do that. So now I'll do it on this. It's not loud enough. Do you see how that X is popping up? Let me make it lower to 60. Right, so I can make this trigger something. I liked 80 better just because it, and you know, we can adjust these numbers as we go. I'm going to do a change, right? So when it goes above 80, it turns this on. I don't want it constantly sending out 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 as long as it's on. So that change there only sends out the signal when this changes from not checked to checked. And then Shift Command B. So now we have it triggering. Pretty good. So let's just send that as trigger. Okay, so now we've got a whole little input section here that can trigger some things. So the question is, what do we want to trigger? We can trigger other sounds. Maybe we'll do that. We'll trigger some other oscillators. Or we could trigger a kind of processing for this sound. So let's have a look at that. Maybe what I'll do specifically is let's start by writing this to a buffer. Command 1, del write, name of the buffer, del buff, how long, 450, just for a number to start with. Okay. Now, Command D, del read. Okay, then we can read from that buffer. Okay, so then let's send this just for now. Again, just being very simple about it. Check. There it goes. Let's do our usual thing. Delete, delete, Command 1. Let's attenuate times tilde 0.85. Command 1, X. So this, I did this in my neuron videos, this tan H. I think I did that right. Nope, I didn't. X for tan H $1. There it is. Command 1, let's invert it, times tilde -1. The expression tan H just prevents it from blowing up, right? So the reason I'm doing all this is so I can throw that to the left and right, bink. That's hard to track. So now what we'll do in addition, it will go Command D, throw feed back, Command D, catch. Oops, that's not how you spell catch. And we'll feed it back into the buffer. It's not working. Oh, no, I still did this wrong. That's what I did. V1. Sorry. There we go. Okay, feedback delay with a really high feedback. Now, what I wanted to do, though, I haven't used this trigger yet, so let's catch that trigger. Right, and then we'll use this trigger to choose a random number, 0 to 449. So just to show, Command 3 there. Hello! Oops, I'm not breaking the velocity. Let's bring this down to 70. So now every time I trigger it, I'm creating a new random delay amount. Okay, that's pretty neat. What if we did that, Command D, separately for the left and the right? We'll just feed back from the left. Do like that better at 80. Okay, that's neat. What else can we do here? Let's do some sample crushing. Command 1, samp, hold, tilde. We'll get back to that in a second. Let's also do our low pass at what? 5,000. Our high pass at 200. And then, what else do we want to do here? We need to randomize that sample and hold. The sample and hold will want to be run by a phasor, right? So this is triggers when it has a falling edge, I think it is. It triggers it to sample, right? Designed to be triggered by phasor. Right input decreases amount. Yeah, so this will sample at the rate of phasor. So, you know, for example, Command 1, we receive our trigger. We have it, choose a random number up to 98. Add 30. These numbers are kind of arbitrary, kind of not, right? So then each time that randomizes, Command 3 to see what's going on there. I'm going to need more space here. 1 M to F. Command 3. I've disconnected the right for the moment. This is the same trick that I did in that singing bowl video, but that doesn't mean it's not effective. Let's make it stereo. Need to make sure I'm shaking it hard enough to trigger the change. All right, I think that's pretty excellent. I might give this a bit more range. Just keep it out of sub audio. Maybe I'll do that down to 60 or something. High passing out of 60. And then low pass, I don't know. Just keeping out the very, very high stuff. That's 10,000. It's interesting because I'm only feeding back the left, and so, you know, one thing that we could do here is we could have it, change this a little bit, right? So we could downsample them both in the same way, or I could do what I did in that singing bowl video and then go plus 10, right? So that's just 10 hertz away. And so just slightly change the downsampling on that channel. Yeah, the delay rates are very different between there. And then I could also go receive trigger, 1 random. I could make, you know, up to 100 hertz randomness, right? So now this is triggering a random offset between those that left and right there. If I'm quiet, it doesn't re-trigger this resampling. Okay, that in and of itself is pretty amazing, but I said we could have it control another instrument. So check this out. 1 oscillator, let's just do it for now at 200 hertz. We'll take that oscillator and we'll go command 1 times tilde. Well, here, let's even just do this to save us some typing. Throw it to the left, right, and we'll do the feedback in just a second, but just start by throwing it left and right. Okay, start by multiply by 0, so we won't hear anything when we plug this in. But then what I could do is I could have this connected to the trigger. So 1, receive the trigger, and then what we'll do is when we receive the trigger, command 2, let's have it go to 0 over 50 milliseconds. Command 1, line. Whoops, oh, that's because I did that command 0 in there. It's gonna be mad at me. Line, pink, okay. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm making a kind of reverse envelope here, right? So now I'm gonna go command 1, delay for 20 milliseconds, just a short delay. Actually, we should make it 50 to match. And then go to command 2, go to 1 over, I don't know, let's say even 10 seconds. Bank into the line, bank. So now, check this out. Trigger it. 1 is gonna be way too loud. Let's make it 0.1. Right? Does this make sense? So now, when it's triggered by the amplitude being sufficiently high, it jumps to 0. But then after it jumps to 0, it slowly fades back up to 0.1. Okay, let's run this into the feedback, because that way we can crush it as well. Okay, that's kind of interesting. But what would be more interesting is if we made some chords here. So this little friend will go down here. Make. And then I might even make that even quieter. So, you know, I could do. So now I got 3 oscillators, right? This is just going to make it louder because they're 3 the same oscillators. But let's do it this way. I'm doing this backwards, so it's a pain, but there's a number. M2F. And so what? Let's do like 72 for a C. Command D. what? What's a tenth above that? So that would be 86, right? We might turn this down even more. Keep in mind that's being sample crushed too. That's why it's a bit juicy. And then the 12th, the 5th, and an octave would be 89. Okay, in and of itself, this is pretty excellent, but hey, it's Christmas, so let's have some, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, but let's have some sort of harmonic progression here. So I'm gonna take these friends, Command DM. I'm not gonna have enough space there. Again, I'm just trying to keep it as clean as possible. And then Command D. In the post, I might turn down that ringing sound so you not always hearing it. So if it suddenly gets quieter and you don't see why I did it, it's because I didn't want to drive you all bonkers with this. Okay, I'm going to try to do some quick chord thinking on the fly here. So what, let's make this, I'm going to make that a 4 chord if I can. I can make it a minor 4 with a 90 here, 91. I made a major 4. And then we need a 5, right? Because it's Christmas. 67. This is going to be my 4th, so I actually want that to be 87. That's right. And then this one will have to be... what, 72, 84, 83, that's the leading tone that doesn't go anywhere, but I'm gonna be able to live with that. Okay? 1, receive the trigger. 1, F, I'm gonna make our little counter. Command 1, +1, right? There's our counter. Bink. Command 1, modulo 3. Command 3 so we can see it, right? So, triggering. Right, that'll go through that counter. And then the attentive of you will know that I just need to select 0, 1, 2. This is getting ugly. I think I did that right. All right, there you have it. A little Christmas interactive music system. I know this code isn't commented as nicely as I like to do it, but it's, usually I'm sitting back and listening to things and commenting the code as I go. But hopefully the parallel structures here still demonstrate what to do. All right, hope that was fun. I'll catch y'all next time.